Up everybody, Igami7 here from the Marshmallow fan club. You already know what it is, and today we have an ultimate ancient gear golem deck using the ancient fusion skill. Let's talk about the skill first and we'll jump into the deck. The skill basically allows you to fusion summon an ancient gear monster using monsters from your field, so nothing too crazy there. However, if you control an ancient gear golem monster, which includes the tune version, you can use monsters from your hand and deck as well, or one monster from your deck. So basically, this will allow us to hopefully summon the big boy ultimate ancient gear golem without having to rely on like bricky ratios, I guess. However, there are some downsides, so let's talk about them real quick. The first downside is that the turn that Ultimate Ancient Gear Golem is summoned, your opponent takes no battle damage. So in that regard, it's not like an extremely aggressive deck because your opponent has like a chance to rebound. And if that wasn't enough of a limitation, any battle damage your opponent takes from your Ultimate Ancient Gear Golem is halved for the rest of the duel. So kind of sucks, I'm not gonna lie. I just made this, like, I used the skill for fun. I just wanted to make a deck that works around it, but this is definitely like more of a casual deck, especially because of the skill. I think they should definitely make it better going forward. I think they like nerfed it prematurely. Anywho, that's pretty much the skill. This is our boss monster. Aside from having ridiculously awesome stats, just like most of the ancient gear monsters, your opponent can't activate spells traps until after the damage step in battle phase. But aside from that, if he's destroyed, it doesn't matter who destroys him, we'll talk about that in a second too, you can special summon an ancient gear golem from your graveyard, ignoring its summoning condition. So typically, you're going to see another kind of unfortunate thing about the archetype is that a lot of the monsters cannot be special summoned, but this will allow us to ignore summoning conditions and summon him anyways. So that's kind of background for the deck. It could be either used in a control fashion, right? We're playing a lot of offerings. Wild Tornado could be used to control the board as well. Or sometimes we can be aggressive, getting an extra summon out, and then aside from the turn he's summoned, you can actually offering your own ancient gear golem, so you'll get one attack with him, which again is piercing and for the most part uninterruptible if you make it to the battle phase. And then if you use your own offering on him, you can summon an ancient gear golem, which is also uninterruptible and does piercing. So you get two big bodies doing piercing, 2 attacks per turn. And yeah, it's just generally like tough to get over. Their stats make it like somewhat playable around walls of D, things like that, which like again wouldn't even be activatable in the first place. So that's kind of the aggressive fashion, right? That's one way we're going to use offering. It's going to be on our own ultimate ancient gear, and that'll allow us to revive the ancient gear golem that was used to make him and attack twice. Otherwise, it's just going to be used like a regular offering. Whenever you can't allow yourself to take damage or want to protect a monster for like a future fusion play or whatever, you got offering. You want to use it on your own monster that's Nightmare Wheeled, you got offering. Very versatile card, very good. But in this deck specifically, it could be used like in an aggressive fashion. Aside from destroying like your opponent's monster, you could use it on your own monster and attack twice. Then we got Wild Tornado. This works with Breaker and with Double Cyclone. It's also just a way to get rid of Nightmare Wheels, or if you're playing like Volcanics, just gives you another answer for those. But it could also has its graveyard effect, so kind of helps like clear the board body-wise. Then, you know, we got Double Cyclone. Again, it works with Wild Tornado, but it also works with our field spell. So we're playing 3 of the field spell, 2 Double Cyclone. Basically, if you draw 2 gear towns, you can like overset. This basically means if you have a gear town activated and you set a gear town over it, that'll trigger its effect to special summon. So if you open up 2 gear town, it's not the end of the world. If you open up 2 double cyclone, it's a bit unfortunate. So that's why we got 3 of these and 2 of these. It works really well against like a lot of decks, but you might not want to like have two of them in your opening hand. Two Gear Towns in your opening hand though, different story. So anyway, there's Gear Town. If you didn't infer it already, when it gets sent to the graveyard, you get to special summon an Ancient Gear monster from hand, deck, or graveyard. We can again trigger this with Double Cyclone, trigger this with Breaker. Unfortunately, we cannot summon Ancient Gear Golem or Ancient Gear Beast because of bad archetype design, honestly. But we can summon two Ancient Gear Golem, our Knight, and if for whatever reason we want to summon Gadget, we could do that as well. Double Cyclone is also quick effect, so hypothetically you could use it on like to special summon on either turn. So that's pretty much why they're there for. It's either to special summon Gear Golem, which will allow us to like use the second part of our skill and use our hand and deck for fusion summoning because he counts as an Ancient Gear Golem monster. Or sometimes we're gonna just want to, so like the downside to this guy is that he can't attack the turn he's summoned. Other than that, like he has good stats and is pretty good. It enables the skill, right? But sometimes if you got like, if you can push for game like then and there, you got Breaker and you're gonna special summon Gear Knight off of Gear Town to get another attack that turn. So that's Gear Town. We got one Zoma. This deck has like Gear Town Double Cyclone, which like on one hand is crucial for the deck. On the other hand, if you draw one and not the other, it can sometimes be bricky. And then there's three monsters that if you don't have Gear Town, or even if you do at times, are kind of bricky as well. So to make a long story short, I don't think Jinzo would like be a wise move here just because of like brickability reasons. Playing one Zoma, Zoma is just good on its own, and then also if you need like tribute material from one of these guys, you can use that as well. You can use it to go wide aggressively, burn, etc. I just think it's the best limit one card for the deck. We got Ancient Gear Golem. I wouldn't have played it at all if it wasn't necessary for the skill, but our boss monster pretty much like requires him to be played. So he's played at 1. We can send him from deck or hand to fusion summon if we control this guy, which we can summon off of Gear Town. If this guy gets banished, it's pretty unfortunate, but since like Gear Town revives from grave or like summons from deck, I think one of each is enough. Again, any more than that would probably be bricky. We got Beast at 1. He just negates the effects of monsters destroyed by battle with it. So just really good against like DD Warrior Lady, a lot of these flip monsters, a lot of these like floaters, things like that. However, again, you don't want to be playing too many of him because of brickability reasons. I will say that Gear Town lets you reduce the monsters necessary to tribute, so sometimes you can normal summon him, which is nice, but for times when you can't, again, like breaking is a big issue, kind of as it is. So I think one of each of these is the way to go ratio wise. We got 3 Breaker. It's good for destroying your opponent's back row, which you don't want to deal with when you summon your boss. Aside from that, it can also like just increase the consistency of summoning your boss or whatever is necessary, because you can use it both on your Wild Tornado and Gear Town, kind of as was said. You got 3 Knight. If you got nothing better to do, you can Gemini summon it to get the like limited interruption in the battle phase. But for the most part, it's just like a beater that can be special summoned off of Gear Town for like extra aggressive plays whenever that's like something you want to do, which as you'll see in the replays comes up. And then we got 1 Gadget. To be honest, this is just here for ratio wise. Like it kind of sucks when you got like 2 Ancient Gear Golem on the field, but you don't have a Ancient Gear in your hand or on the field, because right, you'll need 3 to summon this guy. You need one Ancient Gear Golem, which hopefully will always come from deck. Sometimes it'll come from your hand, and then you need two like Ancient Gears. So you'll have this guy, and then you'll need to basically have another one in your hand or field. Ideally, this guy will be coming from deck, so this guy can like stay on the field or in your hand. 2000 defense, you know, it's not amazing, but hopefully it could like stick around for a turn or two, just make your boss monster like appear more often. So that's really the only reason it's there. I don't even know what it does, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's kind of the deck. Let's talk about the side deck real quick. We got one diffusion. I wish that you could use it on your own Ancient Gear Golem and get 3 attacks, right? So like if you can use this to attack with Ancient Gear Golem, then diffusion, then attack with with ultimate, then you'd be able to attack with Ancient Gear Golem. This guy can't attack the turn he's summoned, but like let's say you didn't use him, you'd be able to attack like once with him, once with him, once with him, once with him. That would have been awesome. Unfortunately, as I said, cannot be special summoned. So if the archetype was a little bit better, like let's say Dark Paladin, we'd be playing 3 diffusion in like fusion matchups, because you could either use it against your opponent or you could use it like on yourself for extra aggressive plays. Unfortunately, this isn't the deck for it, so we're relying on offering for that extra aggro and versatility, but we're playing one of these in case we're up against Dragoon or one of those decks. We're playing one Nobleman Across out with Beast. Sometimes like monsters and monsters effects aren't a big deal. However, there's a lot of like blast spheres, things like that going around. We're only playing Beast at 1, so if you don't draw into him and you want to get rid of like annoying set monsters, which I think is pretty frequent, that's basically there for those matchups. We got Future Fusion and Jar of Avarice. This is for matchups where you really need to get your boss monster out. I don't know, let's say you're playing like something with really big stats, or just want to flex the fusion monster more. So Future Fusion is just one way to summon him, but then you'll be sending your one and only copy of Ancient Gear Golem to the grave, so you won't be able to use the skill. In those cases, that's what Jar of Avarice is for. So these will typically be sided in together, or if you use the skill and then want to activate this, you'll need stuff back in the deck, and you're going to use Avarice to get them back. I guess hypothetically, Avarice could be used against stall decks, but I don't know. My thinking was that these two would be used together. Got one straight flush. I saw like some trap monster decks popping up. I don't know. There's a lot of burn still. It could be cute. One Wall of D. This is for decks that go wide, like Magnets and Raging Cats, things like that. Hopefully help you deal with them with one card. That's pretty much the side deck. I think it covers most of the scenarios you'll come up against. And yeah, the deck just has a lot of like monster removal, back row removal. I think it's pretty well-rounded as it is. The extra deck is 3 Ancient Gear Golem. Realistically, you'll only be summoning 1 or 2. And then for the memes, I got 3 Ojama Knight. That's pretty much the deck profile. It is pretty fun. Unfortunately, there are some limitations to the archetype, like a lot of monsters that cannot be special summoned, so it's not ideal. But again, you got a big monster who can get 2 attacks per turn, and otherwise you can control the board with back row removal and monster removal. You got another way to special summon some of the monsters. So yeah, it's pretty good, like aggressive control deck. I like it, and I got to use the Ancient Fusion skill, so hopefully you get to try it out as well and enjoy that. And yeah, without further ado, let's jump right into the replays.
Yeah, ooh, Piper, bitch, Piper, yeah, let me call the blood, ooh, why they Roger? Yeah, tell your bitch to catch the way now, all we getting paid now, I'm not taking shit from anyone, I went and met my at the palace with all the thotties. They wanna fuck for some jewel sign. Sippin' Activist, all I know is grind. I got money on my mind and 20 bitches on my line. Smoking gas with the gang, you know we got the sauce. Tato in the cut, he popping off on any op. I got the juice, you a loser, you ain't smoking loud. I'm blowing loud in the crowd, watch me shut it down. Yo, yo, tell your bitch to catch the wave now, wave now. All we got, we getting paid now, paid now. I'm not taking shit from anyone. I went and met my plug, you know I had to give me one. Yeah, tell your bitch to catch the wave now, wave now. All we got, we getting paid now, paid now. I'm not taking shit from anyone. I went and met my plug, you know I had to give me one. Yeah,
just caught a new wave, yeah. Treat these niggas like they slaves, yeah. Stacking money, getting paid, yeah. Y'all niggas mad, y'all just some hate. The bitch that you love and be going. I fuck her at 3 in the morning. I dip off before she start yawning. No FaceTime, no texting, no calling. Bitch, I'm ballin' like Spartan. These bitches steady tryna call me. All I wanted was the money, but niggas started acting funny. Ay, now I just met a new plug. Ay, he got the lean and the drugs. You know it's mud in my cup. Ay, you know I don't give a fuck. Ay, Tato, I stay rollin' woods. Ay, niggas know I do not play. Ay, shoot a mask with the K. Ay, I tell her come Princess Wave.
tell your bitch to catch the wave now, wave now. All we got, we getting paid now, paid now. I'm not taking shit from anyone. I went and met my plug, you know I had to give me one. Yeah, tell your bitch to catch the wave now, wave now. All we got, we getting paid now, paid now. I'm not taking shit from anyone. I went and met my plug, you know I had to give me one. Yeah. Yo, man, Molly, I think you need to turn me up in the headphones for this shit right here, man. This shit right here, my nigga, is next level, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is that 2016. I'm the motherfucking nigga you should worry about. You know what I'm saying? I'm still out here finessing. I'm still out here getting money. I'm still out here with the bitches, bro. Niggas still hate on me, bro. I started the fucking movement, nigga. Don't you ever forget it, nigga. We still dripping out the sauce, bro. Yeah. Yeah. Damn. Yeah. Whoa. Hey. I feel like I'm 21 savage. I keep a bad bitch, always by my side. Never catch me with an average. Spend a lot of cash, coming back like it's magic. Nigga sneak this and Skies ain't really with the rapping. Skies got his clout up, he finessed up out the check. On God, I be grinding like I ain't got nothing left. I'm a ball on these niggas, middle fingers to the ref. And I smoke the loudest pack, think a nigga going deaf. Bustin' jugs, got my bread up just to make ends meet. Mama told me stay inside until I walked out in the street. I don't really say too much, I just let the music speak. I'm a beast off the leash, plotting on my enemies. Yeah, fast life, fast car, drift, good weed, taking off, lift, slow it down, drip. Fuck you, I don't owe you shit. Fast life, fast car, drift, good weed, taking off, lift, slow it down, drip. Fuck you, I don't owe you shit. I feel like Ice Cube today was a good day. These niggas straight actors, gotta watch in Blu-ray. You know how the game goes, everybody turn fake. Eyes open for the snakes, and it's still fuck the jakes. Watch the opposition, cause I know they out here lurking. Bitches, you a catfish, gotta meet your ass in person. Heard you got a booty, so I know your ass be twerking. And I don't give a fuck my teachers wasn't learning. I walk up in your crib like I live there, but I don't. He say he gon' catch me slipping, but I know he won't. I ain't hiding from nobody, on my mommy, that shit dead. These niggas getting jealous, be the first to tell the feds. I'm coolin' in the cut, smoking dope, stacking bread. I'm always to myself, I never needed hella heads. I'm like Escobar when it comes to the fatty pole. Fall up in my Fanta, all my niggas leaning heavy. This that fast life, fast car, drift, good weed, taking off, lift, slow it down, drip. Fuck you, I don't owe you shit. Fast life, fast car, drift, good weed, taking off, lift, slow it down, drip, fuck you, I don't owe you